Hello. Judging by the chat, some people have been waiting for me to turn up. Well, here I am. Yes, I am a little bit late, but we got here before the deadline. That's all that matters. You know what? Sometimes life comes up and you have to do other stuff. And I also had to go for a P2 just a second ago. So that took at least another 30 seconds, 1 minute added on to what I was already doing anyway. So hello, we are live. I hope you're ready for Gameweek 34. I still have transfers to make. Let's just bring the team up. Let's not even wait around. There's not much time to go. These are the team as it stands. I mean, really, Liverpool haven't won the league at this point. If they hadn't won the league, I probably wouldn't even be making any transfers this week, to be completely honest. I could just keep Salah. I don't have any money to upgrade Calvert-Lewin or Jimenez. Maybe I should just keep it how it is. But I am almost certain I'm going to take a hit, which is going to be Salah to Antonio and Calvert-Lewin to Jesus. I think that's what I'm going to do. Tim Walsh, member, the Atsu tier. Yeah, I give them names. Atsu tier and McNeil tier. Welcome, Tim Walsh. You now get that awesome little logo next to your name. Thanks very much for joining the YouTube Let's Talk FPL YouTube membership. I mean, that's not really got a nice ring to it, has it? But you're an Atsu tier member. Everyone loves a bit of Atsu. So I'm thinking of doing Salah to Antonio. Although he plays Burnley this week. You know, Nick Pope, no Ben Mee though. He's out for the season. But I'm still thinking of doing it anyway. Could go for Pulisic instead. Crystal Palace and Sheffield United away. Doesn't sound to me like the best fixtures on paper. But Chelsea are a better team. West Ham are a worse team. I don't know. Jesus, exactly in the chat. Jesus will not start. He may not start, but I don't know for sure. Kevin Feeney has also become a member. What an absolute legend at Suits here. How is it going? No Kane. Well, it could be Kane. It could be Kane or Jesus. The reason I quite like Jesus, he's got 5 great fixtures. Basically, Harry Maguire. I'm stuck with Harry Maguire. Absolutely frustrating. Because if I didn't have Harry Maguire, I'd probably do Salah to Foden and Calvert-Lewin to Greenwood. It'd be easy. 3 Man City mids, job done. The thing with Jesus is, even if he doesn't start this week, he's going to be a good pick for the rest. And the thing is, if I don't go for him this week and he starts, then I'm going to have exactly the same worries next week. He's not going to start. So I'm just going to get him. I'm pretty sure that's the transfer I'm going to make. Cross my fingers after that and hope for the best. Surely you Foden for 1 week, then choose between Antonio or Barnes against Bournemouth. Nah, because then I'm still stuck with Calvert-Lewin and Jimenez. Basically, my plan right now, potentially, is rather than doing 5 transfers to target 5 players for Bournemouth, I might go Salah, Calvert-Lewin to Antonio, Jesus this week. And then next week, Jimenez to Vardy. So next week I could line up with Jesus and Vardy as my front 2. Who would have thought that a few weeks ago? And then, by the way, I appreciate people spamming like the video, but like that's just annoying spam. So don't. Thanks very much. Do like the video. I will. You know me. I will mention that about what we've got 33 minutes of the deadline. I'll probably mention that 32 times. Don't spam the chat. So I could line up with Jesus and Vardy next week, and then I will move one of them on, maybe for Danny Ings. Why not? Kevin, I love your channel. About time I paid your advice back with the price of a pint. Thanks very much, Kevin. Just obviously remember that is like a recurring thing, so it's not one time only. So make sure you, if you want to ever cancel, you cancel it. Obviously, people can check out Patreon as well. All the links are in the description below. You know what it's all about. You brought in Jesus today, Tim Walsh. He might be on the bench against Newcastle, but there's games every 3 days and he will score. Your 9k rank. Yeah, I'm looking at Jesus. It's a big differential. Fingers crossed. William Jones, always in with the super chats. I'll get to that in just a sec. Stephen Gallagher, I'm wondering, should I do Rashford and set Maxim into Greenwood and let me think about this. Rashford and set Maxim into Greenwood and De Bruyne, or Salah and set Maxim into De Bruyne and Foden. I think I know getting rid of Rashford for Greenwood might look a bit sideways, but I quite like that. Greenwood and De Bruyne seems pretty damn good. The problem is set Maxim might not play, so Salah and set Maxim into De Bruyne or Foden. I like both of them, to be honest. I quite like the idea of getting Greenwood in, but I like both. I think if you get in De Bruyne, it's a good option. Is triple captaining De Bruyne this week an option? There we go. William Jones does not follow me on Instagram. I only say that jokingly, by the way. Thanks very much for that, because I answered this question on Instagram earlier. And I think, one, I should definitely look at putting slow mode on. So give me just a second, I'll do that. Let me see if it's on right now. Slow mode is not on. Slow mode is now on. 60 seconds. Make sure you think carefully about the messages you're going to put in. Should you triple captain De Bruyne? Look, I don't think there's too many. Obviously, there's only 5 more weeks to use the triple captain, right? The reason I quite like it on De Bruyne this week is because you pretty much know he's going to start. Not 100% because Pep is Pep after all. But after that, I mean, if you're going to put it on Fernandes, who are you going to use it against? West Ham? I feel like, without going to look at the results, West Ham always feel like a bit of a bogey team. Not that it really matters. Crystal Palace away, Southampton at home. Don't scream out to me like triple captain options. I tell you what though, Man City have 2 really good fixtures after Newcastle at home, which are Bournemouth at home and Norwich at home. If we can kind of decide that De Bruyne is going to start one of those as well, because maybe he gets rested again before them, they could be better fixtures. But right now, we pretty much know he's going to start this week. So I quite like it, to be honest, if you've still got it left. Otherwise, you could look at maybe Chelsea against Norwich in Gameweek 36 if you want to put it on Pulisic. But De Bruyne feels like a bit of a no-brainer to me. Not a no-brainer, but a really good option, I would say. New logo looks good next to the membership. Oh, Marco, by the way, is the legend that's designed all these new designs, basically, including the logo. But he's right. It does. The new logo does look so much better in the chat next to the names than the old one. George Taylor, good luck this week. Thanks very much. Good luck to you too. Any last-minute tips on this? Aubameyang to Kane or Calvert-Lewin to Greenwood or both for a -4? I don't think... I know it is Bournemouth. I've gone a bit cold on Kane, to be honest. I don't think Aubameyang against Leicester at home is worth a hit for Kane versus Bournemouth. I'd probably just do Calvert-Lewin to Greenwood if that was me, to be completely honest. Thinking Richarlison and Jimenez out for Kane and Foden. I don't know what to say about Kane. I mean, for me, Kane is a 1-week punt. So especially if it's for a hit, you're expecting that to be paid back straight away. Because if I was getting him in, I'd want to get rid of him straight away. And I've kind of not gone off the target in a Bournemouth. But to use 5 transfers to do it does seem a bit much. Because you're really trapping yourself into not being able to make other transfers. Kane 90 minutes versus Bournemouth or De Bruyne 60 minutes versus Newcastle as captain. No hits taken. I'm probably still going with De Bruyne. He got a rest in the last game, didn't he? I know Jesus has played a good few minutes in the last few games, which is another reason. I mean, to be fair, Neil, Fantasy Football Scout, has not got Jesus in his predicted lineup, and he is very good at the old lineups. But in the last 4 league games, he's only played 90 minutes once, and the other ones were 45, 35, and 57. So he's not really had a strenuous time for Man City. I know there's obviously cup games as well. Pep was bigging him up, but actually, it's funny being an FPL manager because you hear like Pep's bigged up a player, and your first thought is, well, he's definitely going to be benched then, isn't he? Oh my days, there are so many super chats. Hang on. Let me try and do these quick fire. Ewan Bai fan? Not sure what Ewan Bai is. You seem to be a fan of him. Who to bench? Jimenez, Greenwood, or Mahrez? I mean, it's got to be Jimenez out of them, right? Not that I necessarily like benching him, but out of Greenwood and Mahrez, like if their only worry, I suppose, is if Mahrez doesn't start. But I'd rather bank on him starting. I think Rohan, JHA, Salah to Foden, and DCL to Kane. Honestly, with those moves, all right, and I'm not saying Kane is a worse option than Calvert-Lewin, but I tell you why people are considering it more than they usually would. It's because of the price. If Foden was 10 million, I still think people would be considering Salah to Foden, but they wouldn't be so worried about spending that extra money. I think maybe people have got to get their head around it's okay to have like 7 million in the bank if you think that Foden is a better option than Salah this week. That's all I'll say on that one. Matthew Chan, thanks very much. Pulisic, Jesus, Mahrez, Foden, bench one. Oh, come on. That's a tough one. I mean, let's assume... I can't even assume they all start. Like, my thought process would be Foden will probably start, so I'd start him. Pulisic, we might get early team news. I don't know, though. But I think he'll start anyway. So then it's between Jesus and Mahrez. And then you just pick whichever one you don't think is going to start. I mean, I don't know. Mahrez had his rest recently, didn't he? So maybe bench Jesus. But I don't like that one bit, to be honest. But I just think Foden does seem like he's going to start this week. Pulisic, he pretty much always starts. We might get early team news. Few people, obviously it's worth waiting for that, but unlikely that he would be rotated, I'd say. Oh, excuse me, I hope I didn't slurp too much then. That'd be disgusting. Got 4.4 million in the bank, and we'll have even more next week when I sell Salah. Exactly. Don't worry about it. Money in the bank is good. I mean, in their own right, Foden and Greenwood are both really good options, and they're 4.5 and 5.2, 5.3 or whatever Foden is right now. It's huge money savings. Don't worry about it. Just save it for a rainy day, and if that rainy day never comes, don't worry about it. Have I considered Salah to Sterling instead? I have. I talked about that. I can't even remember now. I talked too much, basically. I've talked about it at some point. I think it was pretty much after the last deadline, to be honest, about doing Salah to Sterling. And I could do that, but I just fancy putting a bit of money up front. The thing with going with another Man City mid, I mean, you probably could argue that Sterling and Foden are both better options than Jesus. I probably wouldn't argue with you too strongly. But for me, I feel trapped because of Maguire, because I can't get Greenwood. And I don't really... I mean, Calvert-Lewin and Jimenez are probably not going to see me get a massive rank game between now and the end of the season. So I do want to move them on. So for my particular team, I feel like maybe getting Jesus and hoping for the best, and then getting a dip, because there are other mids outside of Man City mids that look okay. Antonio, Bowen, Pulisic as well, who we've already talked about quite a bit. So I have considered it. Thanks very much for the super chat, by the way, but I'm probably not going to do it anymore. Basically, I'm going to take the hit. I'm just going to hope for the best. What point will you sell Calvert-Lewin? Within about 25 minutes. There is a small part of me that has thought about keeping, because I'm probably, even if I sell Calvert-Lewin this week, I'm probably going to sell Jimenez next week. There is a small part of me that thinks keep Calvert-Lewin for Southampton at home. That's a better fixture than Sheffield United away. But then Jimenez and Wolves are probably a better team to back than Calvert-Lewin and Everton right now. It's a tough one. Basically, it's like which one is worse. Not even like great options right now. Jesus might take pens when De Bruyne is not on the pitch. So I'm not sure that's going to be true because De Bruyne has done so well. But it did cross my mind earlier. Has De Bruyne taken a penalty yet with Jesus on the pitch? He might have now because he's taken quite a few. I'm assuming he has. Calvert-Lewin to Ings. Yes, but not this week. Not this week. I'm hoping Ings can stay quiet for another 2 weeks. I'm hoping Danny fixture-proof Ings will fail to be fixture-proof for the next 2, but we'll see. Don't sell Jimenez, he's way more consistent. One question, only dilemma, Willian or Calvert-Lewin in the starting line? I'll probably go Willian, to be honest. I know he's a bit of a set-piece merchant, but I mean, Chelsea are just looking okay right now, aren't they? What's your thinking on Jesus? I guess logically with City scoring goals and him playing at least some minutes he should score, but watching him play puts me off. Yeah, look, he hasn't been fantastic since the restart. I do think against Southampton, like I said on the Scoutcast, I felt sorry for him, and obviously it has made the point, if you're feeling sorry for a striker, they probably shouldn't be in your team. But he should have got a goal against Southampton. So there's two ways of looking at it. Is he just that bad a finisher and that bad a player that he's going to keep getting these chances and not scoring? Or do you back on him still getting these chances and eventually putting them away? And I'm going to bet on putting them away. He's got quite a few shots in the box, created a few chances as well. The fixtures are incredible for Man City. So I'm just taking the punt. Bite the bullet on selling Maguire to Greenwood. I could do that. A -4 just to switch two Man United players around though. Is that too slow a move? I'm probably going to risk not doing that. Maybe that's the way to do it. Maguire and DCL to Azpilicueta and Greenwood in for free. For free? Yeah, I'd probably do that. Maybe I should have saved free chance to do the same thing. I think for free, yeah, maybe you can, depending on what the rest of your team is like, yeah, why not? I'd prefer Azpilicueta and Greenwood to Maguire and Calvert-Lewin. If you discount this stupid notion I have of watching Maguire score a headed goal, Greenwood and Azpilicueta is a better option, to be honest. I could do it, but I just feel like getting in an in-form Antonio and a Jesus with great fixtures might be, which is more differential, by the way. Greenwood's becoming a bit template, so at the same time people saying get Greenwood, they'll also be telling me to not be template. Forgot you had Foster tonight. Norwich haven't scored in 5. Oh, really? The Foster's going to lose his clean sheet, isn't he? Damien McGuigan. I want to say McGuigan. I hope I got that right. If not, I apologise. 57 points from Bruno, captain Martial and Greenwood. 72 total with no goalkeeper. Plus Egan Saka on your bench. Ouch. Most disappointing in FPL this year, Gilfie. Story most disappointing in FPL this year. Oh, I actually think most disappointing player. Yeah, Sigurdsson could definitely make a case. I actually think Sterling has been really disappointing for his price. Now, there's not to say that he won't be a good option between now and the end of the season, because he absolutely could be. But for the whole season, given his price, I think he's been a big disappointment this year, honestly. Maybe even ahead of Sigurdsson, to be honest. But yeah, Sigurdsson's a good shout, I think. Son to Sterling for free. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about Son. I did a Instagram video on this earlier. How is McNeil an FPL legend? Oh, you have so much to learn. So much to learn. We'll talk about that another day. Son. Yeah, I mean, it's Bournemouth. Okay, here's sometimes like, you know, like with Man United, like I've just said to someone, yeah, I think getting rid of Maguire for Greenwood is good, but I probably won't do it. With Son, I don't think it's a bad option to sell him, but I know if I had him in my team, I probably would keep, unless I didn't have someone like Kevin De Bruyne, who I wanted to captain, and I wanted to bring him in for Son, then yeah, I'd maybe do that. But I wouldn't, I know I wouldn't sell him. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think I would. Daniel is absolutely right. There's 2,200 people watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new around here. Plenty more streams, plenty more videos to come. Okay, what else have we got here? Let me see. Son to Antonio or Pulisic, or just keep holding? Yeah, okay, so I've just kind of answered that. I'd probably keep Son for the Bournemouth game, then reassess. The thing with Antonio and Pulisic is, I am weighing this up, and here's kind of what I've thought, like briefly on it. Pulisic plays in a better team, and from the eye test, he's looked very good. The underlying stats for Antonio, to be honest, when you compare to who he's beaten, are quite frankly not ridiculous, but very, very, very good. Both his expected assists and expected goals, like non-penalty expected goals too, are very, very good. I think it's the highest in the whole league since the restart. So small sample size, but he's doing well. And from now until the end of the season, West Ham do have better fixtures. That's not to say you have to hold these two players for the whole season. I say the whole season like it's another 38 weeks. It's 5 weeks. But you know what I mean. And Antonio has Burnley at home, which I don't really like targeting, but at least it's at home. And then it's Norwich, whereas Pulisic has Crystal Palace away and Sheffield United away, which are both teams that can be stubborn on their day. So that's why I am leaning towards Antonio. I'm not saying it's the right decision, but I'm leaning there. Also, I can't remember if I said this at the start of the stream, ST, not SC, stream. But I think I said this on Team News actually. I don't really buy into this. You should pick players with something to play for. Like Norwich, have they got something to play for? Are they going to get out of relegation? They got no good options right now. West Ham, on the other hand, they don't just have something to play for. They are playing quite well. Antonio's in form, and they've got the fixtures. That's the kind of team you want to target with something to play for. Not a team that, yes, is in the relegation zone, but are also playing rubbish. So I've kind of talked myself into Antonio. I don't think Pulisic is a bad option. Of course I don't. But I pretty much talked myself into going what I just said. Antonio. A very long way of saying Antonio. Anyway, sorry. Let me see here. I've missed a couple of super chats, so I apologise. Rohan, back again. What do you think of triple Wolves defence? You have Patricio, Doherty and Seiss. I mean, Sheffield United away is not the worst team to play that for. Depending on your other defenders, I'd maybe swap out one. I mean, the goalkeeper you probably can, and Doherty I'd want to play. Maybe, if I didn't want to go all eggs in one basket, I would bench Seiss, but it would depend what other player I had, to be honest. It's hard to say. Greenwood captain. Sure, if you want to go for a punt, go for Greenwood captain. Why not? I do think, like I've said already a few times, Villa have been defending a little bit better. Whether or not Man United will be able to break them down, given the way they've been playing, I hope they will. But you don't know. Villa were quite resolute against Liverpool. Who knows? But Greenwood, he's on a hot streak. Why not? Jota to Deeney. Deeney's an interesting one. I genuinely looked at that, not that same transfer, but I looked at Deeney when I was looking at replacements for Calvert-Lewin because the fixtures are so good. The problem with that is you're going from one bad player to another bad player, as in at least in terms of how they've been playing since the start. But Deeney does have the fixtures. If you wanted to take a punt, why not? It's definitely different. I don't know if I would definitely rely on returns, though, given what Watford have been like since the start. Andrew, thanks very much for that. I'm assuming you probably meant to put a message in, so I will try and keep an eye out for it. Okay, I think I found the message. I'm doubling up on De Bruyne and Foden in a 5-man midfield, which leaves 2 strikers for 34 plus. Pick 2 out of Kane, Greenwood, Jimenez. I mean, is this for a free hit? Because if it is, I'm going Kane and Greenwood every day of the week. In fact, I'd probably go Kane and Greenwood anyway. I mean, I don't know what the context is around transfers, wildcards and stuff, but I probably would go Kane and Greenwood and not Jimenez. If you had suggested Antonio instead of Pulisic 2 weeks ago, you would never have considered it. Absolutely, but things change. Things change quickly. You are right, though, Chris. I wouldn't have. Manpreet, should I captain De Bruyne or Fernandes? I mean, with captaincy questions, I obviously appreciate the super chat and people asking me, but I'm answering it on screen, right? I've got De Bruyne and Fernandes, and I'm captaining De Bruyne, so that's what I'm going with. I just feel like he's been rested on penalties, same as Fernandes. Newcastle at home, probably a slightly better fixture than Aston Villa away. As soon as he was rested, I put my captaincy on him, so that is what I'm going for. Adam, thanks very much. Rashford and St. Maximin out, Greenwood and William Pulisic in for a -4. I feel like that might pay off in the long run. I don't know about this week, though. It's a shame. Yeah, I get it, because St. Maximin is such a... If you got no other better way of getting the money, then yeah, I probably would do it. But, I mean, swapping... The only thing I'll say, for anyone that's swapping Man United attackers around, that could hurt you this week. You know, Rashford could outscore Greenwood. Greenwood's looked good, but, I mean, he's not suddenly like this world beater where he's massively better option than Fernandes, Martial, Rashford. So, if you really want Pulisic in, great option to fund that cash, I think. This is absolutely nuts trying to keep up with this. Nihao, who to start, Pope or Henderson? So, Pope's got West Ham away, and Henderson has Wolves at home. I mean, I've just been back. I'd probably go for Henderson because he's at home. I think both will concede. That's what I would do. Lucas Digne is the only shining light in the Everton team since the restart on all set pieces. Yeah, I quite like him. I think defensively they're going to be looking pretty good towards the end of the season. To Bogo, Jimenez to Kane or Saka to Foden for a -4. Saka's quite a nice option, but I think I'd probably go Saka to Foden in that regard. Linus, if you didn't have to take a hit for Kane, would you? Yeah, that probably would make a difference, to be honest. But I don't know. I was so tunnel visioned on Kane, and since, I mean, obviously I did rethink it after last night. I knew that Everton game would be tough though, so it wasn't the only thing playing on my mind. But yeah, the thing with Kane is he's literally a 1 week, so even if it's for free, you're probably gonna have to use another transfer to get rid of him, unless you want to keep him for Arsenal at home. But I don't know. Jesus just got 5 really good fixtures. If he plays 3 or 4 of those, he's probably going to do better than Kane. But as we know with Kane, absolutely nail penalties, etc. So looking pretty good. Mark, I saw your thing. You said Pulisic over Antonio. Do you know the one benefit Pulisic has? It means I'd have a player playing tonight. If I don't go for Chelsea player, I have no players playing until tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I only have Man United players. That's it. I don't know if there's been any seniors. Oh yeah, I've not done my transfers yet. Jesus, I better remember to do them because that would be an absolute nightmare if I forget. Do I go in with Antonio? Let's see. Oh, I see Bib Theory. For Man City. Foden, De Bruyne, Otamendi wearing bibs. So's Mendy. I mean, that makes sense because Mendy didn't play the last game, did he? Ooh. I don't see anything about other players wearing bibs. I'm looking to see if Jesus has been wearing a bib or not. That's what FPL's come down to. Sorry. That probably wasn't very interesting to watch. Jimenez to Kane for a -4. All I say is I'm probably not going to do that, so I probably wouldn't do it, you know. Oh, Foster plays tonight. Of course. I look forward to that 1 point. I'm so sorry. You're right. I forgot. A joy. Salah and Jimenez out for Kane and Martial. Oh, I feel like I'm not saying I started the Kane thing, but I know I've talked about it so much it feels bad to go back on it now. Do I prefer Kane and Martial to Salah and Jimenez? I'm going to say yes for this week. But again, like I keep saying about Kane, he could blank this week and you're probably going to want rid of him straight away. So think about that if you decide to bring him in. All right, that's all I'm saying. I haven't seen any leaks so far. I'd say the usual person that leaks, Mr. Rockstar said he wasn't leaking tonight. So, I don't know. Maguire to Joe Gomez, same price, better option. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. In a straight-off match between Maguire and Joe Gomez, I don't think Joe Gomez is that better an option. Not for the rest of the season. I mean, to be honest, if I was going to take Maguire out, I would do Maguire and Calvert-Lewin to Greenwood and Van Dijk. So I would go for a Liverpool defender probably. Mane to Foden done. 7 million in the bank. I like it. You just subscribed. Nicely done. We can scroll that, but you can chill with the all caps, people. Don't panic too much. I've lost that question now. Jimenez and Saka out for Mahrez and Foden in. Yeah, look, I think anything you do with Man City players, just keep in mind they might be benched. Thoughts on getting Eric Garcia in cheap and seems pretty rotation proof. I mean, I wouldn't say rotation proof. He started the last two, and that's it. I mean, this bib theory I'm seeing touted about on Twitter a little bit now. I mean, Otamendi's wearing a bib. So are De Bruyne and Foden, who we think will start. So could Otamendi get a start? Maybe. I don't know if there's a massive upside in Garcia. Look, if he starts 4 or 5 the next 5 fixtures, then yeah, for 4.5 million, a Man City defender could be good. But I don't know. It's not for me personally. Wow, that's a great point, Shane. Why are people asking Andy Man United questions? The answer is always the Man United player. There you go. That is true. Do I go for Antonio or Pulisic? Put it in I'm not going to be able to calculate this, but put in the chat Pulisic or Antonio. Who do you think? Let me bring some stats up here. I'll talk you through them. Stats courtesy of Fantasy Football Scout. Let me compare them. I've already compared them a couple of times. I can't remember. No to Pulisic. Pulisic, remember, plays Palace and Sheffield United away. Antonio plays Burnley at home and Norwich away. It's not even a bib, is it not? I'm only half looking at it, so yeah, don't take this bib theory thing into account. Let me get Antonio up. Antonio and Pulisic. Pulisic. Oh, Pulisic's. I think Pulisic's kind of smashing it a bit. There's a few Antonios. There's one Willian I see and one Bowen. Fair enough. I like it. Pulisic is definitely winning. How's it going, Mr. FPL Audit? Peter Davis says go for Antonio. Kev Mack Antonio. I like all the members, all the people that are members on YouTube for Let's Talk FPL. They're all saying Antonio. I like it. It looks great. The logo next to the name, by the way. Penalty merchant. I guess you're talking about Willian. Who to bench? Greenwood, Jesus, or Willian? Oh, Pete. Honestly, this is why if I get Foden or Greenwood, it will not be as 8th attackers, because this is what a headache that is. Greenwood, Jesus, or Willian. What would I do? I would probably, Willian's going to start though. You don't know if Jesus is. Big upside for Jesus though. I'd probably bench Willian, but I would not like it honestly. Oh, Chris coming in with the logo next to his name saying Pulisic just to make sure there's someone on the other side. So, I haven't properly looked at them, right? So let me just read up off some stats. Foden not an option because I'm going to go for Jesus. What a stupid question. So, since the restart, I think, yeah, they've played, well, Antonio's played a few more minutes, which actually is a good plus for him. 3 big chances each. Antonio, 3 chances created. Pulisic, 4. Antonio, 12 goal attempts. Pulisic, 13. Both got 9 shots in the box. 6 on target for Antonio, 4 for Pulisic. And XG, 2.88 for Antonio, 1.65 for Pulisic. That is why we need polls, I know, but it can't happen. It's very close. I think Antonio's got slightly better fixtures over the next couple. Pulisic does have Norwich in 3 game weeks' time, but by that point, I don't know. Maybe I'll be considering captaining Dele Alli or something. Like things could change that quickly. Let me see their expected goal involvement. Just one sec. I'm just running another search here. Kane or Bruno Katz? It's got to be Bruno unless you want a huge punt. Thanks very much for that, by the way. Yeah, I think you got to bench William, but I don't like that. I got to do my transfers. Yanks, thanks very much. Expected goal involvement since the start, 4.03 for Antonio, 1.8 for Pulisic. And it's not like Antonio's played easy teams either. By the way, this is all me talking myself into going Antonio instead of Pulisic. I don't know what I've got against Pulisic, to be honest. But Antonio, Newcastle, Chelsea, Spurs, and Wolves since the restart. So not that easy. Oh. You're talking about both. Pulisic just gets near the box to get fouled. He does indeed. I'm bringing in Jesus. I'm going to regret this. I'm going to take out Salah for a hit. 0.1 in the bank. Salah for a hit. Do you know what? There is still a part of me that thinks take out Jimenez instead of Calvert-Lewin, just because I'm going to sell. The thing is, if I don't sell the other one next week, then Jimenez has got a better fixture. So I think that's what I'm keeping. Saka to Antonio for a -4. I don't know if I would do that for a -4, to be honest. So let's put Jesus in. Let's hope he starts tomorrow. I'm doing the Scoutcast match day tomorrow, by the way. So if he doesn't start, I'm going to be so frustrated. So Jesus in. Oh. The thing is, would I be that surprised if Antonio blanks against Burnley? Probably not. Pulisic's not getting benched. We haven't got any early team news though, have we? I don't know if I want to see the team news. Okay, I've just seen a team news leak, which looks pretty accurate to me. Ben Foster starts. So does Pookie. He's definitely going to wipe out the thing. It looks like Pulisic starts. Willian, Pulisic starts. Reece James, Azpilicueta, Noah Alonso again. Mason Mount, Oliver Giroud. So Pulisic does start. But I'm still thinking of going Antonio instead. I've got 5 minutes and I've also missed Super Chats. Hang on. I'll sack around to Antonio, I did. Gavin, thanks very much. Will Andy be suited and booted for a full-length game stream on the final fixture day of the season? I don't know if I'll be suited and booted. We will be doing one, but it will be on Fantasy Football Scout channel. We'll be doing the Scoutcast match day on the final day of the season. And I will be doing like a end-of-season stream on my channel at some point afterwards. I'm definitely going Jesus, by the way. You can't talk me out of it. He plays Wednesday, then Saturday. I'm going Antonio. I'm doing it. Got something to fight for. He's going to play whether Haller's back or not, and he probably won't be back. Burnley, then Norwich, then Watford, then Villa. Fairly good fixtures. Pulisic. The thing is, even if Haller comes back, Antonio's still going to play. We're doing it. -4. Salah and Calvert-Lewin. There's part of me that wants to get rid of Jimenez and not Calvert-Lewin. Boom. It's done. There we go. Antonio in the middle. De Bruyne captain, Fernandes vice captain, Martial, Antonio is in there, Jesus up front. Put my money where my mouth is with Jesus. It is done. I think that's the first live transfers for a long time. Learn from Foster. What's the learn from Foster? Yeah, FPL Heisenberg is where I saw that team news, by the way. I don't think he would lie, to be honest. So I expect Pulisic to start. Don't know for sure, of course. But it's done. Okay, that was... I feel better now. It's done. It's done. Who cares? Willian starts, yes. Apparently, all I'll say is I don't know this. I don't get this team news. So, Andy never reads my comment. I did then. I mean, I didn't read the rest of it because, all that moaning. Massive mistake right there. It could be. I'm not captaining Salah anyway. What my rank's rubbish anyway. What's the worry? Let's just go for it, right? This is what I mean. Everyone tells me to be different. As soon as I'm different, people complaining. Is my clock slow? Are we locked in? Oh jeez, imagine that. I've just thought about the bench actually. I think I'm going with this. Nketiah, Egan, Taylor again. Playing Foster. I mean, I probably should just play McCarthy. Probably be better than bloody Foster. Make sure to give the stream a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Thanks very much for everyone that became a member tonight or did a super chat, by the way. Head's gone. I don't think the head's gone. Look, if it doesn't work out this week, there's always next week, right? I mean, who's Jesus got next week? I've completely forgotten already. Brighton away, that could be tough. Maybe we're playing that one. But then it's Bournemouth, Watford, Norwich. I don't know. I'm hopeful. Who knows? Last day of the season for Man City, I might have to transfer some players out if I think they're going to get benched. We'll have to see. I'll be. The thing is, if this backfires, I'll be here for all of the stick on Thursday night. I'll be looking forward to it. Foster was a last-minute decision, was it? I can't really remember. I should have gone Pope, obviously, but it's too late now. McCarthy or Pope and go. I'd probably just go. I would say go Pope, but obviously I'm hoping Antonio scores. I am having fun, that's for sure. I'm always having fun doing this. And the thing is, there's 2,500 people watching. There was probably even more before I did the transfer. You're never going to make everyone happy. There'll be some people that think these moves are okay. There'll be some people that think they're not. Nketiah ahead of Jimenez, not necessarily a bad shout. Not necessarily a bad shout. I did consider it briefly yesterday, but I don't think I'm going to do it. No guarantee Nketiah starts, I guess. Leicester aren't that bad either. But you're right, though. I do agree. Sheffield United defence could be a little bit of a worry now with O'Connell back. Southampton. See, saying Southampton was solid at the back against City is not really strictly true. They did the goal. McCarthy was great, and they put in a lot of blocks. But on another day, City should have scored. Do you know what I mean? They were very good, but you can't keep playing like that and keep clean sheets, to be honest. Palace 1-0. I'd love that. There's no way I'm benching Foster against Norwich at home. Come on. Do I think reaching... The thing is, I wouldn't worry about point scores, to be honest. It really just matters about rank. Because one year, 2,500 points could be X rank. The next year, that same amount of points could be a much lower rank. So I'd look at the rank instead. Now, I'm going for Foster. I'm going for Jimenez. We are locked in, as they say. The game is updating. There we go. So we'll look at the official lineups quick. Let me see. Well, Chelsea, why have you not tweeted the official news yet? Come on, we're waiting for this. We are locked in though. FPL is live. I'll tell you what. Actually, Arsenal are always awful for this, putting their team out. Not that, it's up to them. Norwich, yeah, Pookie starts. Who cares? Next. Come on, you Palace. Benteke starts. Oh, goodbye, Chelsea clean sheets. That is just not happening. Chelsea clean sheets are gonzo. Yeah, Chelsea still hasn't been done, from what I can see. Pulisic does start again, apparently. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. So, yeah, Pulisic does start again. It's pretty much the same team. Azpilicueta, Reece James, Zuma, Christensen, Mount, Gilmore in there. Barkley, Willian, Giroud, and Pulisic is there. Absolute machine. Just start week in, week out. Watford, Deeney up front. Watford. Foster starts. That's all we need to know. Yeah, Kante out for Billy Gilmore. Do I use OneFootball? Yes, I have OneFootball. They did sponsor us for a lot of this season as well. Absolute legends, to be honest. The guy that I dealt with from OneFootball, super nice, honestly. And I'll tell you now, I've had some rubbish people email me with offers similar to that one, and they were just legends. Nothing to do with I don't know, just when lots of people email you like, dear YouTuber, and you just think, I'm not even going to bother replying to that. So the guy from OneFootball, super nice, big FPL fan. So yeah, do use that. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks very much for joining me. Sorry I was late. I think that was nice and entertaining. I hope. Thanks once again for all the super chats. Once again for all the members as well. Looking very, very nice with your logo next to your name. Good luck this week. I've taken a -4 to get rid of Salah. I feel like this is red arrow territory. But look, I've done something different. I'm trying to get out of the ranks. My rank is hardly moving in the last few weeks. So I have to try something. Whether this is it, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm going to shoot off. Next stream will be... I'm doing the Scoutcast match day over on Fantasy Football Scout tomorrow. So make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And then Thursday, I'll be live streaming. I don't know what time. It'll probably be towards the end of the Man United game rather than right at the end, because 10:15 is just so late to start streaming. And obviously got all the other content to go the next couple of days as well. So it's going to be crazy. But I will stream at some point before next week. Good luck. If you captained or got Kane in, I really, really hope it works out for you. It is Bournemouth after all, but you never know. Thanks very much for tuning in. Enjoy the